Hi, my name is Laura, and this is my design, and I call it the Piranha. I have a website called L&K Looming, where I will be putting my tutorials. This is my first tutorial, so bear with me. I believe as I keep on designing bracelets and doing videos, they'll get better. Now this is reversible, and this is the design on the other side. I think it is cool either way. And I guess my video doesn't want to focus too well. So, I'm going to start showing you how to band your loom. You will need a hook, an S-clip, and the colored bands I will be using are white. This is a pastel green. And I will be using turquoise, which I don't think will show up very well on here, but you'll be able to see it on the loom. So, okay, so let's begin. So, you're going to set up your loom. You can either use 1 loom, 2 looms, or 3 looms. I made this bracelet with 3 looms. I'm going to use 2 right now as an example because 3 takes a bit long, and I don't want to make anybody suffer through a terrible video. Okay, but we're going to start. And we're going to loom the outside with bands. And like I said, the arrow will be facing away from you. And you will not stagger your pins, they will be straight. So, you're going to go 1 rubber band from the first to the second on the left. You're going to do 1 rubber band from the first peg to the second peg on the right. You're going to go back to the first peg and pull your band 3. Same as the left. Pull your band to where it goes over 3 pegs. Now, here's where it gets a little different. We're going to go back 1 peg, and you're going to stretch it over the next 2 pegs, so that you are stretched over 3 pegs. And we're going to keep on doing this all the way down the left and the right side. You can pause the video, or you can work along with me. At this point, back 1. Stretch it over all these 3 bands. And you're going to keep on doing this until you're done. I know it's kind of confusing because I'm jumping around, but I want to point something out here. It should look where you have 2 bands between each peg. That's how you know it's done right. If not, you need to go back and reband it. Now I'm going to work my way up. You can do the left side all the way up and the right side. You can do both sides at the same time. That would be up to you. I kind of like to do both at the same time. That way I know if a band is not in the same area where it ends, then I know that I did it wrong and I can correct that issue. It does get kind of confusing because you're overlapping bands. And so you choose the way you want to do it. After I am done looming, looming the bands on there and putting them on, I'm going to pass over the looming to my daughter. Because we're a team and we loom together. And this will be her, not her first tutorial, but for making a bracelet it will be. Okay, now that we're done looming the sides, you'll see that everything should have 2 bands on each peg. If not, you need to go back and correct that. Your last peg will only have 1. Now I'm going to show you how to band the inside of it. I am going to do separate colors. Okay, the teeth are going to be white. And here's how you start the teeth, and here's how you will band it. You'll start from the first peg on the left, and you will take it towards the second peg in the center. You will take a rubber band, 1 white rubber band, and you can use any colors you want, but for this tutorial, they're white. My teeth will be white. These white bands that are coming crisscross will be the teeth of the band, the bracelet. So you're going to go on the right peg, the first one, and pull it to the center. Now, the colors we chose for the inside, we're going to alternate from the pastel green to the teal green. So, we're going to go from the center peg out to the left second peg. First center peg out to the second right peg. And this is going to be our design. You're going to alternate back and forth between the white and the colors. So now our next step is to put the white on. Second band to the third center. Second peg on the right to the center, third peg. Now we're going to alternate our green to the pastel green. And this is how you're going to design this bracelet all the way down. Third peg to the fourth center peg. Third peg on the right to the fourth center peg. Now we're going to go back to our dark teal. You're going to go from the third center peg to the fourth left peg. Third center peg to the fourth left peg. Do you see the design? That's exactly how it's going to look all the way down. Now we go back to our white. Fourth left peg to the fifth center peg. Fourth right peg to the fifth center peg. We will go back to our teal green. And you're going to go from the fourth center peg to the fifth left peg. Fourth center peg to the fifth right peg. Now I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm going to go fast. You're on the fifth left peg to the sixth center peg. Fifth left peg or right peg to the sixth center peg. Now we're going to do our dark teal. If this is a little confusing for you, you can rewind it and catch up. Okay, now I am just going to quickly rubber band this without any more explanation. Rewind it if you need to. The one important thing to know about this is that the white V should be facing you. Let me zoom in so that maybe you could possibly get a clearer view. Okay. Now as you see, your whites are going this way and your other colors are going the opposite direction of the white V's. Let me hold it up. And that's how it should look. Now you're coming to the end, and you will band it to the very end, and then we will put capping bands on. Now for the bigger bracelet that I originally showed you, I used about 2 2/3 of 3 looms. And this one will be 2 looms. And as you can see, this is how it should look. Now we're going to put the capping bands on. Here. I'm just going to use white for all of them. And you're going to twist your band twice and cap it. Twist your band twice and cap the center one. Now let's make it look good. Okay. Twist it around your finger and put it there. Now we're going to turn the loom away from us. We started on this end here and we finished on this end. On the finished end is the one that you are going to be capping. Now the arrow, the red arrow, should now be facing you at the very end. The red arrow should be pointing towards you. So now we're going to begin capping. Now the looming is not complicated. We're going to begin looming. The looming is not complicated. What is complicated is that if you miss one of these, the bracelet has to be redone. You're going to start on the first left peg, grab the bottom one. No, I correct myself, sorry. You start in the center one and grab your top band. This will be my top band, depending on how you put the rubber bands on. And in the center, you're always going to be grabbing the top band. You're going to pull it from the first center peg over to the left, in on itself. It should create a tiered up shape. If you're not creating a tiered up shape, then you need to redo that band. And I'm going to hold down my capping band because they like to snap off on the first one. Okay, so this is what your first step looks like. And this is what it should look like. Now, we're going to go over here and we're going to grab this bottom band and we're going to get it. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull it 2 pegs and place it. This gives the bracelet a tight design. If you don't pull it 2, then it's going to be a loose bracelet. You'll still look good, but it won't be as tight and looking like those piranha teeth. So we're going to do the same on the first right peg. We're going to grab the rubber band and hold down the capping band because it likes to come off. And we're going to stretch it 2. We will not be banding or looming any of the colored ones. They're going to stay exactly where they're at. So you will be working from the center to the outside. Now, we are going to grab the top band, which is this one that goes from the second center peg to the third left outside peg, and we're going to be pulling it into itself. And this is the design you should have. It should almost be like a square almost. Now you're going to go back to where the you just loomed the white band from. So once you pull the center ones up, you're going to be going back 1 and grabbing the rubber band. You're going to be pulling it 2 pegs in front of itself. 1, 2. And you're going to be placing it like that. Same over here. Oop. You're going to be grabbing the white. I'm pulling it 2. Now you go back to the third center peg, take the top band and pull it to your left 4th peg. Same with the white, pull it to your 4th right peg. Then you're going to go back 1 from where we just put them on the left outside and pull it 2. Same with this one. Go back 1 peg, grab the band, pull it 2. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more times and then I'm going to speed it up. And you can fast forward the video if you like. But here's what it should be looking like. Kind of hard to... But here's how it should look. I see I kind of have the almost of a square there. Like I said, you're only looming the white bands in the center to the outside and the outside bands. The color bands stay exactly where they are. So, center, 4th peg, pull the white band to the left 5th peg. 4th center white band, pull it to the 5th peg on the right. Now we're going to go back 1, grab our white band and pull it 2. We're going to go back 1, grab our white band and pull it 2. Now you go to 6th center peg, grab the top white band and pull it to the 7th left peg. 6th white center band and pull it to the right 7th peg. Now we're going to go back 1, grab the white rubber band and pull it 2. If you quite haven't gotten this yet, you can rewind it and rewatch it until you're comfortable with this. But right now I'm going to start speeding it up so you can band your looms and start looming them, or you can follow along with me. It is totally up to you. And you can stop the video and then loom it and then fast forward it until the end. Or, like I said, you can follow along with me. Now, I went a little too fast without bringing up the white one, so I'm going to put my white loops back on and come back and get this one I forgot. If you do forget a band, you can always unloom your bands if you're experienced and go back. It is easy to miss because it's so crowded. And you'll be able to tell at the end if you miss one because there should be no white bands showing inside this hole, like, that you would grab. So like for like this one, there's only a green band left. That's how you can tell if you loomed it properly. If not, you need to undo it and go back and fix it. On the outside, make sure you are going inside those green bands, pulling the green band out to grab the white band. Now, as we are closing in at the end of this, everyone has a certain way they like to put extensions on or finish off their bracelet. That would be totally up to you how you want to do that. I normally make my bracelets where I don't have to put extensions on them, whether it be 1 or 2 or 3 looms. So this one will need extensions, probably not that many, but I am making this for my daughter, so she'll probably need a couple extension chains on each side. When I used my 2 2/3 looms to make the bigger one, I did not have to make an extension for it, but at the end you will have quite a few bands, so I did grab them all and put a 1 extension through it of 2 rubber bands so that it wouldn't slip off the S-clip, because the more rubber bands you put into that S-clip, the more chance you have of them falling off. Okay, now we come to our last peg, our last 2 pegs. You will keep on looming the same way with the white until the very end. On this 3rd peg, when you start it, it's going to, this will be the last time we stretch it too, because obviously we're out of room now. But your 2nd peg is only 1. And like I said, at the end, you're going to have a huge amount of bands. So I would not try and put all those on an S-clip because they will fall off. But now you can go back and check. And if you look inside and you don't see any white bands, then you know you have loomed it properly. And you will say tier shape going up to each side. And you'll also be able to tell if it's loomed right because each one should have a tier shape coming off of it. We are now ready to pull our bracelet off. Here's how I do it. I know everybody has specific ways they do it, but this is how I do it. Just for the sole fact that it's a lot of bands. I know people don't like to pull them off at once, but if you're an experienced loomer, then you can. And I like to take all my bands off at once and put them on my hook. And I like to leave it on my hook like that and pull the bracelet off. It's a pretty sturdy bracelet, and if you pull from the end and pull out and up, it comes off fairly easy. But this is the resulting product of our loom we just did. You want to stretch it out a little bit and make it look nice, but here's the design. Now I have all these bands on here. I'm very, very careful about pulling the bands up. The thing with this is at the end, it's going to be in a V shape like that, and this end doesn't when you pull the bands together. So here's what I did. Be very careful when you're doing this. I take all the bands at once and pull them through. And then I will do it like that. And I didn't like these last bands, so what I did is I grabbed them and put them on the hook so that there is 6 bands. And I find that's about all your S-clip will take. I put them between my finger, all the bands on my 2 fingers, and put that S-clip on. So that is what it's going to look like. And you're just gonna. Now this side, if I'll show you, once you put them all on, it goes down like that. But I don't like these these ones here, so I'm gonna put those on there too. I'm gonna grab that one and pull it too, and then there's your finished product. Now I'm going to take 2 bands and pull those all through there because obviously that amount of bands will not fit. On your capped side, I did not take the 2 and put it on with the extension clip link because it pulls too much. So I'm going to put this on my daughter's hand and see if it's big enough right now. Give me your wrist. Come over here. To see whether it needs extensions. This is 2 looms and it fits perfect. It does not need extensions at all for her. And looks really good. And there you have the Piranha bracelet. And remember, it is reversible. And depending on which side you like better is how you can wear it. And this is the tutorial of the new design I made called the Piranha. And this is Ellen K. Looming, and happy looming!